crafting journey, that journey chick on Instagram. How are you guys doing? Did you have a fabulous weekend? I did. I didn't go anywhere. Well, that's not a lie. That's a lie. I went to Dollar Tree. We needed fabric sheets for the dryer, so we just ran. Dollar Tree's like right down the street. So we went there. I was looking for a garbage can. You know, my sister's here and she's like, you have to recycle. So I was like, oh, surely they have like dual garbage cans where you put recycling on one side and regular garbage on the other side. So I type in dual garbage cans in Amazon and it comes up. There they are, dual garbage cans. $150. Are they insane? No one spends $150 for a trash can. So we were like, oh, Dollar Tree might have a trash can. They didn't. No, but these trash cans are like, when you come up to it, there's like a little sensor on it and it opens. Of course, you know, and then I thought, well, surely there's like a cheaper model than the one that opens when you approach it. So I go down and there were some cheaper, but still like in the $120, $130 range. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't think so. So I did do some diamond painting this weekend because I had a Zoom yesterday and then I had lives and uh-oh, my cover minder is coming off. We'll just take it off. So here's what we've done. Here's where we are. Yep. So that's not even like a quarter of this painting. Maybe a quarter. I don't know. So let me hold the plastic up. Yep. All right, maybe I should put the cover minder back. I got this butterfly cover minder here. We'll put that over there. There we go. Okay, now you can see it. There we go. So let's roll it down. Roll it. Okay, there we go. So I'm working. I got her butt done. That's on the chair. I finished her dress. We're in the paint palette here and in the water over here. Really, really pretty. So that's where I am. But look how much I have to go. All of this. And Monster Mash starts on Wednesday. Yeah. So I will be doing 2 paintings at the same time. And I picked out the mystery painting for my mystery partner. So that is going to her, but that doesn't start until November. So I have until November to finish this and finish Monster Mash. Yes. So let's get our planners out. So we have the Sweary planner where this week is Everyone Can Kiss My Ass Week. Yes. Okay. And we have the regular planner, and I have a pen here. So I already wrote what National Day it is. Here's last week. I have stickers. I don't write a lot. I probably should write more, shouldn't I? I don't know. Okay. So I wrote the National Day. I always write the National Day here, and then I write what this day in history is here. Then I try to put what our meals are. You're supposed to put them ahead of time. You're supposed to do meal planning. We don't do that. We should, but we don't. So this week I used butterflies. Look how pretty the butterflies are. I don't know if you guys can see that. Really pretty butterflies. And it says the world needs what you've got. Spirit, I got spirit. Yes, I do. Always be brave and wild at heart. I am. So our planner, we've updated that. It's ready for the week. We got the Sweary planner ready and a blue pen. So I have to work today. Yes, it's Monday. I work from home today. So what I'll do is I'll just clear off the diamond painting, and I will put my work computer here. I have to write a policy today, so that's going to be fun. Let me turn on the light. What did you guys do this weekend? What did you have some fun? Did you go shopping? I know Tia, she was supposed to go shopping. Tia, did you ever get to the store? She was supposed to shop for some new clothes. She got a promotion at work and she was supposed to shop for some new clothes. So I even thought about that. Ooh, you know, let's go shopping. I thought about, should I go to Joann's? You know, I'll just spend money if I go there. So I decided that I would take a nap instead. Actually, I took a nap before the live. Yeah, before the live. Because I got up really early. I always get up really early. I don't know what it is. I'm like an old person. You know, they get up early, they go to bed early. I don't know. It's weird. I have so much stuff on this table over here. It looks like it's just going to keel over. I need to lighten the load over there. Yeah, so I was working in the craft room here between the live and the Zoom yesterday. So the live ended at 12:30. The Zoom started at 4. I needed to get some of the stuff out of here and put it in the third bedroom. And then I made this, this whole space here is clear. So I can put the new bookcases that are coming. They're not, I don't know if you call it bookcases or it's this clear shelving unit that has doors on it. So when I put the yarn in it, we can close the doors. And then I have piles of stuff right here. So yesterday I figured out which hats I'm going to take to the retreat to try to sell. I've got some hats, I've got some scarves, I've got some hooded scarves. So I have like a couple of bags of that stuff. I didn't realize how much I crocheted last year. So that's ordered. Then I organized the gift basket that I'm giving away for the retreat. Crafting Journey is one of the sponsors of the retreat. And I'm giving a big gift basket with a bunch of really cool goodies in it. Some stuff to loom knit, some stuff to crochet, yarn. Yeah, tons of stuff. And then I was putting together they call it a blessing box. So when you go to the retreat, you come with this box, and every month, Marissa, the organizer of the retreat, Crafty Heifer, she would tell us what to go buy that month to put in the box. So things like something that represents your state, a coffee mug or a drink mug, something plaid, something sparkly, and there was a limit on how much you could spend. So I have all those items, and I ordered like a little basket to put it in. So I was arranging that. So I was doing a lot of stuff yesterday, and my back is killing me now. So am I going to go swimming today? Very likely. I do need to go to the pool. Go to the pool. Go to the pool. Pool, pool, pool. Yeah, I'll go to the pool, and I'll try to do it before the afternoon rush, because that pool fills up about 4:30, 5 o'clock. You know, you're lucky if you can get a lane in the pool, because I got to have my own lane. I was sharing it the other day with another woman. She was passing me up. That's okay. You know, I used to be a really, really good swimmer, and not so much anymore. I just, is it stamina? I need to build up my stamina, because, you know, I take a few strokes and then I got to breathe. I go, yeah, I got to breathe. And the water goes in my nose, and yeah. I think I need one of those nose plugs, like the synchronized swimmers wear those nose plugs. Yeah. Because I used to be a mouth breather, and then after I got my CPAP, you learn not to breathe out of your mouth. You have to breathe out of your nose. So I'm a nose breather. So when I come up for air swimming, my instinct is to breathe through my nose, and the water's like going into my brain. You know, I've got chlorine in my brain now. And I've got peanut butter coffee in my Journey mug. Believe in the journey. And it's cold. Yeah, it's ice cold. So today is National Peanut Day. Do you know peanuts go back 3,500 years? Yep, 3,500 years. And they are not nuts. They are legumes. They're not nuts. They don't. Nuts grow on trees. Peanuts do not grow on trees. I did not know this. Peanuts are found underground. So I hear people coming through. Hi, Duncan. Hi, Tootsie. You guys want to go outside? So peanuts grow underground, and it's quite laborious to harvest them. And fast forward to modern day, you know, southern farmers, when their cotton crops would failed, someone suggested, hey, you know, you should try growing peanuts. So they invented a machine that would harvest the peanuts much easier than, you know, by hand. And then people started coming out with recipes to do with peanuts, like peanut butter. P.T. Barnum would give away, you know, if you went to the circus, you could get peanuts, circus peanuts. That's, oh my God, speaking of circus peanuts, which is not a peanut at all, it's a candy. Oh my God, I love them. And the dog is barking to get in. He's gonna have to wait. That silly dog. That's Duncan, my sister's dog. He does not like being outside. He wants to be inside. So he'll run outside, pee real quick, and then just start barking to come back in. Unless somebody goes out there with him. Yeah, I gotta let him in. So how do you celebrate National Peanut Day? Get some peanuts. Do you know an ounce of peanuts has 6 grams of protein? Yeah, that's a lot of protein. So that's a good cause to eat peanuts. Now, of course, you guys know my favorite is like peanut butter ice cream. I love everything peanut butter. Everything peanut butter. Yesterday for lunch, I had peanut butter crackers. I know, it's crazy. So what is your favorite way to eat peanuts? Do you just eat them plain? Do you like to, when you go to the ballpark and watch a baseball game, I love to get a bag of peanuts. And then you just sit and you crack them open. And I think they're probably roasted. I'm not sure. I don't think, they're not raw peanuts. Do you like them boiled? Some people like boiled peanuts. I don't really care for them. But yeah, that's fun to do when you're at the ballpark, baseball park, is just eat some peanuts. So tell me how you like your peanuts. Yeah. Just sit and eat Planters nuts out of the jar. Yeah. Who knows? Oh, hi Tootsie. There she is. She's so beautiful. That's my girl. Oh, wagging her tail. Oh, you'll come see Mommy. Hi, baby. I know Mommy's got a big mess here. I do. Big mess. All right, go sit down. Go sit down. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. Anyhow, let's talk about the trials, judge, jury, and journey. So, 3 different trials. We'll start with Elizabeth Holmes. Elizabeth Holmes is on trial for defrauding her investors in the Theranos company. She started this Theranos company when she was 19 years old. She dropped out of Stanford, started this company, and it turns out that everything was a big lie. It was she advocated that with a pinprick of the finger, you could get just a teeny tiny bit of blood and put it into this little black box, and it would run hundreds of tests. Well, the results were, erroneous. And a lot of people were treated or not treated based on these results, like people who had cancer that didn't get treatment that they should have because these results were erroneous. It's such a shame. And she had so many investors. Walgreens bought into this. Walgreens was going to do this in their on site. They were going to have this little black box so you could get all these blood tests. So she's on trial for that. They're picking a jury. Last week, they asked the jury, by show of hands, how many people have been victims of domestic abuse. And I'm sure they're all wondering, what the heck does that have to do with his trial? And half the people raised their hands. And the reason for that is because part of her defense is that her ex-boyfriend, this Bawani guy, who was like her co-founder, he founded the place with her, ex-boyfriend, he was abusing her. And I don't know how that results in you committing wire fraud and frauding your investors, but these are federal charges. She's facing 20 years in prison. He's also going to be tried for the same thing in January. So because they're being tried separately, they're going to be doing this. She did it, he did it. He made me do it, she made me do it. Yeah. Interesting defense. And he is supposed to testify in her trial. Now, I don't believe that there are going to be cameras in this courtroom, but I will bring you as much of the content as I can glean from it. What happens in the trials, and including the Stanley Ford trial, is because these, it's so tight in these courtrooms with the COVID restrictions. Everyone has to be 6 feet, 6 feet apart. The jurors take up pretty much the whole courtroom, 12 jurors, the prosecution, the defense, the judge. There's really not room for spectators. So what they've done is they have a separate viewing room where the press can go, where everybody can go to view this trial if they want to, family members, whatever. So there's a viewing room. And same thing, Elizabeth Holmes' case and the Stanley Ford case, they have these viewing rooms. So sometimes these reporters will come out and they will tell you what's going on in the case. So I'm hoping to glean something from that on the Elizabeth Holmes case, because a lot of people are interested, because what she did was just really, really wrong, really wrong. A lot of people, were hurt because of what she did. And now she just had a baby. She's, getting ready to get married, and facing 20 years in prison for what she did. Now, let's go to the Stanley Ford case. Stanley Ford, as you guys will recall, is on trial for arson and murder. He is facing the death penalty. If you have missed any of the episodes, I have them all playlisted on the channel. Just click the playlist tab and go down to Stanley Ford, and you'll see all of my shows that cover the contents of the Stanley Ford trial, so you can catch up. What they've done is, in the trial, they spent most of the first week or so, week and a half, talking about the first fire. There were three fires. The first fire was a house fire on Fultz Street, which was pretty much almost across the street from Stanley Ford. The second fire was about, I would say, half a block down the street, same street, Fultz Street. First house was in April of 2016, where 2 victims perished. The second fire down the street was in May of 2017, and 7 people perished in that fire. So all the testimony that we have heard thus far is surrounding that first fire. Now, there was a fire in between these 2 fires where a vehicle was burned and no one was injured. And he's on trial for that as well. So we've heard all the testimony. We've seen video of an individual, spraying what looks like lighter fluid on the first home. It went up in flames. The fire department got there very quickly. Within 10 minutes of that house being set on fire, the fire department was there. But these houses are made out of wood, and they're like little tender boxes, and they just whoosh. I mean, this thing was in flames when they got there. So we've seen all of that. Now we're on the second house, and there were a couple of firefighters that testified on Friday. Both of them were the relief firefighters. It happened during the middle of the night, so the firefighters responded, and then when it came time for their change of shift, these 2 guys took over. And their function was to recover the bodies from this fire. Now, what they testified to is when the initial fire trucks got there, this is on the same street, and as you recall, that street has a power line that runs all the way down it, and in that first fire, they had to cut the power line to get to the house. It was blocking their access to the house. Well, same thing happened in the second house, because that power line just runs right down the street. That power line was obstructing their ability to get to the home. Plus, it was so engulfed in flames, and you can't rush into one of these wood homes because you don't know what you're going into. And as it turns out, when these two firefighters get to the scene to relieve the third shift, the flames are out, but the house is still smoldering. They can see through the front of the house. You can see an arm hanging down, but you can also see that the second floor is collapsing. So it was not safe for anybody to go in there during the initial stages of this fire and rescue anybody. It just would have been impossible, and they would have been risking their own lives. It's not like Chicago fire. You watch Chicago fire and they're racing, they got all their gear on and their mask, and they're going, firefighter, call out, fire department, call out, and they get the victim and they drag them out of the house and save their lives. That's not reality. You can't rush into a building that's not safe. So that was the case here. So once they saw that this second floor was hanging down, they knew that it was not safe for them to enter that home to remove the victims. They weren't even sure how many victims were there. People were saying, we believe that there's 8 people that live in this house. So they knew that there could be up to 8 victims. As it turns out, one of the 8 people that lived in that home, one of the older children was not home. Thank God. So the other 7 were in that home, and these are the bodies that they needed to recover. So what they had to do was shore up that second floor. They had to wait and get these big wood blocks, and they jack them up, and it holds the floor up. I'm probably describing that really poorly. But once that was in place, they were able to enter the home. They found these homes were like 2.5 stories. The third story was a finished attic where it appeared that it was probably the teenager's bedrooms. The teenager looked like he was exiting the attic and coming down the stairwell. He was found on the stairs. And then in the bedroom on the second floor, they saw 3 individuals and the family dog. The family dog perished. And this was really tough testimony for these guys. You could tell it really bothered them. They brought out victims. The first was the mom. She was holding the baby, and the dog was right near her. The baby was 16 months old. So she had the baby, she was holding the baby. So that's 3 victims, including the child on the stairwell. Then when they removed the father's body is when they saw the other 3 victims. He was laying on his back, and when they actually, it took more than one person he was large, so once they got him out, they realized that he had been trying to protect those 3 kids, and he was laying on top of them. So underneath of him was Deja. She was 6 years old, Kyle, who was 5 years old, and Olivia, who was 3 years old. The female she was 38. Her name was Angela Boggs, and the male was 35-year-old Dennis Huggins. And the way they were able to identify the adults was the vehicles that were in the driveway. They ran the plates, and they came back to these individuals. And then they had to figure out who was who and how old they were, and they got a lot of help from neighbors about who and how old these victims were. They actually had to set up like a tent, like a makeshift they brought all the bodies out there, for the medical examiner to come out, and then they probably took them to the morgue. Now, we'll hear later on from the medical examiner. We did not hear any testimony that links Stanley Ford to this fire, but I'm sure that we will. And the judge had precluded a lot of the photos from being shown. They were just too inflammatory, photographs of these victims. Now, the jury did get to see photographs of the victims, but not all of them. They did not show them to us. The camera did not show. The only photo that I saw was the one where the woman's arm was hanging down from the second floor. So, no, the public did not get to see the photos, but the jury did. So that's the Stanley Ford case. And then the last case is Robert Durst. I didn't really cover that trial, but I do want to see how it turns out. He's on trial for the murder of a friend of his who we suspect found out what he did with his wife. He's never been charged with the murder of his wife because his wife's body was never found. He's in jail for another crime that he committed. He was found not guilty of murdering this guy, but he was found guilty of, dismembering the body. How do you not get found guilty of murder and get found guilty of the other thing? I don't know. But anyway, he's in jail for that. Crazy. So they are finishing up that trial. The closing arguments will continue today and tomorrow, and the judge has told the jury that you will get this case on Wednesday. So I'm curious how long they're going to deliberate, and what their verdict will be. So I'll bring that to you when I hear it. Anyway, that's Judge, Jury, and Journey. Let's talk about this day in history. And we're going to get away from death, and we're going to get to a fun story. We have a fun story. I'm checkerboarding these trails just because I can. There's so many of this X in this painting. My goodness. 820, dark blue, really pretty color. I digress. Okay. So in 2004, Oprah Winfrey opens her season of her talk show. She tells the producers before the show, I want you to put as many people in the audience as you can that need cars. Now, you know where I'm going with this. Yeah, you do. Everybody knows where I'm going with this. 2004. So she comes out and she's showing this video of how she's touring this Pontiac plant, and they're showing her all the features of this nice car. It was a Pontiac. I don't know what kind. A nice car, nice sedan. So she calls 11 people down to the stage, and she proceeds to give them cars. They all get a car, and they're all like, "Oh, thank you," And so when that's done, she tells the audience. The producers hand out these little white boxes to everybody in the audience, and they're not supposed to open them. So she says to the audience, "I have one more car. So I want you guys to open your boxes, and whoever has a key in their box, you're going to get a car." So they all proceed to open their boxes, and everyone has a key. And they're all like, and they're fainting, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's a $28,000 car. $28,000 car." Yeah. So... And Oprah has to shout over the crowd. She's like, "You get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car." 12 times, you get a car. Everybody gets a car. So that was not the end of the story, though. The story does not end there, because later on we find out those poor people had to pay state and federal taxes on those vehicles. And depending on their income bracket, it cost them anywhere from $6,000 to $7,000 in taxes. So, oops. So some of them traded in their vehicle for a cheaper vehicle. Some of them paid the taxes. Some of them took out auto loans to cover the cost of the taxes. But it was a big faux pas. It really was, because it was almost 300 people that got those cars. And I have a couple pictures I can throw up of that event, because that went down in history. There'll never be a giveaway like that. Wow. And it wasn't Oprah giving away the cars. Pontiac donated their cars out of their advertising budget. They didn't come from Oprah. They came from Pontiac, which is even funnier. I don't think I've ever owned a Pontiac. Have you? I haven't owned a Pontiac. I drove a lot of Fords in my lifetime. And Nissans. I love Nissan, but not a Pontiac. God, are they even still in business? I don't even know. Anyway, that is this day in history, guys. I am going to go warm up my coffee, set up my desk for work, because I'm working from home today. If you enjoyed the show, please hit the like button, and then take it outside and make it mow the lawn, okay? Because I need my lawn mowed. Yeah. Hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed and you watched all the way through, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing, and also ring the bell, because you don't want to miss any of my videos. And you ring the bell, you'll be notified when there's another video posted. So that is the show for today. I got all these stray drills here. What is going on here? That is the show for today, guys. Love you all. See you in a Zoom, or maybe another show, or tomorrow in Crafting and Crime. Bye.